Alright, Huckleberry. I thought long and hard about your punishment, and I finally decided what it should be. Smiting by a bear! Serious business. But then I remembered that I haven't done a vlog in a long time, too. So I kind of deserve the smiting by a bear also. Okay, so I haven't heard anything yet, but it seems very hopeful that I will get something very soon. They only have 5 weeks left until they have to tell me, so that's good news. But in the meantime, I'm going to do a vlog about my top 10 favorite secrets at Disney World. As some of you may have noticed, I kind of look like a poodle today. It was an experimentation with hair curling, so no judgment. Alright, here we go. Number 10. Hidden Mickeys. It's not really a secret, but it's totally fun anyways. The object is to find as many things that look like Mickey that are in places that Mickey shouldn't be, I suppose. Like banisters or wall decorations or whatever you can think of. He's there. Number 9. It's probably just the engineer in me that geeks out about this, but Disney uses something called forced perspective a lot in their theme parks. And basically it just means that as buildings get taller, their scale gets slightly smaller, so it makes it look like everything is really big, but they're not actually really big. But my favorite is Tower of Terror is 199 feet tall. Because if you make a building in Florida that is 200 feet or larger, you have to put a beacon on it so that airplanes know that you're coming. And Disney thought that would ruin the effect. So they decided that 199 feet was good enough. Number 8. Along the same lines, the Tower of Terror is one of the tallest buildings at Disney World. So you can actually see the back of it if you're looking at the Moroccan Pavilion in Epcot. So the back of the Tower of Terror, the top and the back of the Tower of Terror in Hollywood Studios are made on purpose to look Moroccan so that they will go in with the theme when you can see the back of the building from Morocco in Epcot. Number 7. Epcot and Future World were actually two different concepts of Waltz. One was supposed to be a community about the future and innovation, and the other was supposed to be Epcot, which was the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, which was to incorporate cultures from all different lands. And when they were in the process of making both of them, they couldn't figure out how to piece them together, and they actually just physically pushed the models together into one, which is why Epcot has the characteristic 8 shape. And it's my favorite park for sure, so I'm glad that they did it. Number 6. Spaceship Earth, more commonly known as the Epcot ball, or the big silver globe that you can see in Epcot, actually was made out of over 11,000 individual panels, each which are specially engineered so that when it rains, when there's any sort of precipitation, the water is actually channeled into the Seven Seas Lagoon in the World Showcase. Number 5. Throughout the Disney parks, there are a lot of really cool props that sort of play to like, oh, what if this did this? What if this did this? Some of my favorite examples are there's a lamppost in Hollywood Studios that if you stand on it, it starts playing Singing in the Rain. And there's a rope outside of the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular that says cool things and you pull on it. There's also a mailbox that is similar and a telephone that's similar on Main Street. The telephone has a conversation between a daughter and her mother and the nosy neighbor next door. Numero cuatro. So not very many people know this, but the Haunted Mansion is actually one of the coolest and most historical places in Disney World. One of my favorites is there's a room in the restaurant across from the Haunted Mansion. I think it's called the Liberty Tree Tavern, maybe. That has a bunch of shipwrecks and crews abandoned and lost at sea, and it's very cool that they pay such close attention to detail that the room that faces the Haunted Mansion is the one that happens to have all of the lost and possibly ghostified characters. And 3. Also in the Haunted Mansion, the guy who does the voice for the Doom Buggies, clever, is also the voice of the Pillsbury Doughboy, which really makes me less scared of that ride, which was good because I was terrified of it as a child, and also kind of just contributes to the whole family atmosphere, and it's just hilarious because the Pillsbury Doughboy is in the Haunted Mansion. 2. One of the coolest parts about Imagineering is that when the Imagineers do a project, they're not allowed to sign their name to it because it's not theirs, it's the idea, which is a really cool thing in my opinion. But the Imagineers like to put sort of a signature, like an artist putting their signature on a piece, to show that they were a part of it and that they were, you know, part of the creative design, which is neat. But it's really cool to hunt for the Imagineers' signatures. Sometimes it's just a random strand of numbers that's a birthday, or one of the Imagineers put his kids' favorite animals on the Tree of Life as his signature. So it's really cool to see what people come up with. Or my all-time favorite fact about Walt Disney World. My favorite all-time secret is not really a secret so much as a puzzle, but if you are a Disney buff, they leave lots of little puns and trails for you to geek out over, so to speak. One of my absolute favorites is in the Muppet 3D Vision. In one of the waiting rooms, there is a giant net in the ceiling, and it's full of Jello squares, and you're like, a net and Jello. It's a net full of Jello, and then you're like, oh, a net Funicello, a net full of Jello. Oh, Annette Funicello is one of the original Mouseketeers, for those of you who don't know. Yay! So that's my list of my top 10. I hope it was informative and fun, and I hope you all don't think I'm too much of a Disney nerd, even though I pretty much am, but that's okay. As always, enjoy, stay classy.